Yes, Etsy family, I hope you guys are well, man. I hope you guys are well. Guys, listen, this is really close to my heart. It really hurts me whenever I hear that Etsy sellers are being suspended, their stores are being shut down, and they can't earn an income. And it really, really angers me that not enough is being done to help sellers. But guys, as usual, if you love Etsy products, you love creating, researching, listing, all that mad, crazy stuff, please hit the like, subscribe, smash that notification bell to get more of my videos in your feed. But listen, let's get on to this. There are many reasons why your store, if it has been shut down, suspended, or whatever it may be. Okay, there are many reasons, and sometimes we kind of overlook things. But my first advice: always go and read the Etsy policies, because you know what? Too many people are selling on Etsy and they don't actually read the rules. It's like anything; you need to know what the rules are in the game to be able to do it, right? But so many people just go into it and go in blind, and then doing the forms and the paperwork and doing the whatever it is, like quickly, just trying to sell as quick as possible. But that's not the way to do it. The way to do it is you need to understand what the rules are. So look, Etsy has policies, right? Etsy has their own policies on the system. And to be honest with you, it has loads of policy. Right? There's lots of policy. Now, don't forget, I will be going through some of the most important things in this video, the things to watch out for. Just bear with me, but I just want to show you this. These are some of the house rules which you really should have a read of. I know some of it is quite long. It's so long, but you know what? You got to read it because you need to understand why things are happening. So do have a read. I know there's a lot of information here. Trust me, I know, right? Lots and lots of information, selling basics and so forth. So do check it out. But even more than that is also, if you have been suspended, they even have pages to kind of help pages with regards to if you have been suspended and what you need to do. And then obviously you can see here on this page, you can see how to reinstate your suspended account, right? And it goes through a whole thing about why you may have been suspended and how to resolve it and so on. Obviously, it's about going through the appeal process on Etsy. But look, these things happen all the time. You know, the Etsy bots are rampant and they don't see things in gray. They literally go in, and sometimes if something they feel has broken a rule, then they shut down straight away. And you know what? It does happen a lot that people have been suspended for no good reason. And it does happen, right? So definitely do make sure that you do go through the appeal process to try and reinstate your suspended account. Let me go through some of the common reasons why this actually does happen, right? And why people are getting suspended. Now, probably one of the biggest things is when people actually do set up their account and they're putting the information in. Now, firstly, that information is so important, especially for verification. And sometimes Etsy will shut down the account, right? And then after it's gone through the verification process, you will find that your store has been reinstated. That is actually quite common. So if that has happened to you and you've recently opened a store and it has been shut down, be patient, because most of the time it will be back again, right? Unless you've done something really wrong with regards to your information, your details, you know, address, bank details, or whatever it is. So these things are absolutely crucial. Do check out the policies on this and make sure you put your information properly. Now, other reasons are, as I've said earlier, not understanding the rules. So always go back to the policies. Make sure that you know the rules, right? If you know the rules, you're unlikely to break the rules. It's as simple as that. Then you've got things like, and you know, I get this question all the time with regards to location. For some reason, people want to put a different location to theirs. Now, this is a big no-no. You got to understand this. You know, it's about matching things. You know, if you've put an address that's, a location which is not your location, and then something doesn't match up with your address or whatever it is, it doesn't make sense, because sooner or later it will be shut down anyway, the store. So make sure you do all the right things, all the correct things, honestly, because this is so important. And, it's not worth getting shut down for. Other very simple things, and this is also one of the reasons why it will tell you with regards to if your account has been suspended, is not paying your bill, your Etsy bill. This is such a no-brainer, but this is something that actually happens quite a lot. People don't actually put auto pay for paying their Etsy bills. Just put it on auto pay so you don't have the issue, Because if you do not pay your bill, then that is definitely a reason why you may have been suspended, if you have. Now, do you remember I went through this thing about mockups, and we did a Etsy news a few months ago, and it was the biggest thing where people thought they were being shut down, they're suspended because of the mockups that they produced. And to be honest, it may have been the case in many, many stores, because obviously you need to make sure that you check out the rules for your listing images. And the listing images, in terms of the mockups, is one very, very important thing that you need to make sure you understand. Because what the rule is at the minute is that they want you to use the mockups, the images of the actual product itself, whether it be the actual picture of the product or an image used by the production partner. Let's say it's going to be Printify for your print on demand, then using their stock images of the product, right? And nothing else. And that could be a reason for another suspension. And that has happened. So with people trying to, using mockups from other places, it will be a risk. So you need to go back and you need to check out my video on this, actually, on the Etsy news playlist, where I actually speak about mockups and listing images, because this is something that has happened. And Etsy is flagging these mockups up, and this is mainly for print on demand, really. So this is something just to be aware of. The other thing that is really, is another thing that people ask about, is that if they do have a second shop which has been shut down, would their first shop, if they have one, obviously, get shut down too? So if you've got more than one shop and one's been shut down, will the others be shut down? Well, it could do. It could do, because especially if you're doing it from the same location, the same IP address, and you're managing your shops, then the connection will be there. They are connected somehow, and if they are connected, then Etsy might deem it to be a suspension across the board. So it's not a guarantee, but it can happen. So that is something to be aware of. Now, obviously, another huge one, which is probably one of the biggest ones, is trademark infringement, copyright. Look, it's an absolute no. Do not go near anything like film related, music related, whatever it is, this, stay away from copying copying things, period. Create things of your own design, please, because you don't want to risk. It's just too much of a risk. So many people, I've seen so many listings on the system, and yes, there are so many listings still out there not taken down, because the process, to be honest, to take down listings is not as straightforward as you think. It's not a case of Etsy identifying it and just shutting it down. It doesn't work like that. That is the reason why you see so many trademark infringement listings still up there, right? And you might be thinking, well, if they're there, then it should be okay. It's not okay. Do not do it, because you will be shut down sooner or later, right? So be aware of copyright and trademark, please. Anything that you do design has to be your own design, your own original work. The other thing that I really want people to be aware of is understanding communication, legitimate communication. What I mean by that is, look, and I know there's loads of scammers on the system still, and sometimes they try and communicate to you. So you need to understand what is a legitimate message from Etsy and what is a scamming one. Because if you do click a link which is actually from a scammer, not only can they do something harmful to your store, and then ultimately you could get suspended by Etsy for this. So not only could you be scammed, but you could also be suspended on top of that through Etsy because of that. Make sure you understand, what's a genuine message coming from Etsy and what is a scam. I've gone through a few videos about what things to watch out for. So do check out my Etsy news playlist. So be very aware of this, because this is another massive reason why people are getting suspended or shut down. And it's really not their fault, but you just have to be aware. Look, this is your business. Take care of your business. Be aware what's happening, and understand that there are people out there that are looking to scam on a regular basis. So be very aware. At the worst case, just if you're not sure, do not reply, do not click, right? If you're not sure. And guys, please put in a comment below any reasons why you have been suspended, and if you have been suspended, how you have reinstated your account, it'll be very useful for the community to see. But I think that's what really covers mostly what I want to say. Remember, come check out my community where you can ask any question as well. But I would definitely suggest, please, please, please go read the policies, look at how to reinstate your suspended account if it's happened to you. And also remember, go through the appeal process. But yeah, guys, drop in a comment below if you have been reinstated, as I said, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.